Hello, and welcome to 68 Cups of Blueberry Tea and Ice Cream. As your host, Gabrielle Knipe. My inaugural chat starts in my hometown, Wellington in central west New South Wales, which I'm really passionate about, and it has so much potential to flourish because of its magic setting by the rivers, with mountains overlooking, and it's got a strategic location amongst 4 thriving centres in the region, and it is currently a central hub for many renewable energy projects. Having this in mind, I was keen to meet with Jess Redfern, who has recently made a really ballsy move and opened up Petal and Palm, a fun, vibrant shop overflowing with colours and goodies to decorate your life, your home, your events, and your wardrobe.
Welcome to Petal and Palm.
While establishing this business, she has made use of it to launch a series of guest speakers called Women in Wellington, serving to highlight women of the town and the difference they are making to the community. In addition to all of this, Jess is Director of National Disability Care, an NDIS support services provider committed to the provision of personalised support both at home and externally for people with disabilities. So grab your cup of tea, blueberry or otherwise, and let's have a chat with Jess. Jess, welcome and thank you for having me here.
Thank you for asking me. I'm excited.
Yes. So, can you please tell me a little bit about your background and what brought you here opening this shop, Petal and Palm?
Sure. So I moved back to Wellington during the COVID pandemic. I was living in Queensland as a personal trainer, and I just freaked out a little bit with the idea of being stuck on the other side of the border from my family. So I moved back very much with the perspective that it was very short term. I did a little bit of work on a few farms around here as a rouseabout, and I just got really comfortable and happy to be back, and I really enjoyed the community again as an adult. I re-met Jack, who's now my husband, and it just never even crossed my mind to leave again. So that's how I ended up back in Wellington. I, in the meantime, had studied to become a high school teacher. So I worked in a local school for a few years, and we decided to obviously get married, and I'm now pregnant with our second little babe. And we decided if we were going to live in Wellington, a small country town near grandparents and our family, which is something that was really important to us with kids, it was our responsibility to add something to this town that we were really proud of and that was going to make a difference. My whole mantra is to do something today that your future self will be grateful for. I love colour, I love artwork, I love curating fun, vibrant pieces, and we ran out of room in my house or our house. So Jack said, that's enough. We don't have any more room in this house. There's no walls left and I can't build anymore. So it just made sense. We needed to get a new space that we could offer to the town, and I'd finished decorating our house. So I wanted to help decorate somebody else's and decorate our main street and be a part of adding confidence back into Wellington and investing into the town and improving the tourism, improving the business world here, and being a part of that conversation and that community. So that is, I suppose, the basics behind creating Petal and Palm. Mm-hmm. We started with just a very small pop-up shop for a couple of months just to make sure it was something I really wanted to commit to and the town enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And the support from the local community was just so overwhelming and just amazing. So we invested in a commercial building and opened a bigger and brighter Petal and Palm. Mm-hmm. And I love it. It's something so fun for me. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it makes a difference to the town and to the street. And yeah, I just love coming here. It's so fun and
Yeah. Well, that's why I was so excited to meet you, because So Wellington is my hometown, and so I've come back to visit mum and dad. We're actually headed to Dubbo tonight for the ballet.
Excellent.
Yes, the Green Forest and Don Quixote, I believe. But yeah, it's really nice to see what inspiration you have for this town, because it's just small little country Wellington, New South Wales, not even 4,000 people, and it's just so brave of you to open up this little place and to see what potential it has for the town.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think moving away, so I moved away for maybe 7 or 8 years. And for me, that was the best thing to do, because I was able to move, become, sometimes when you grow up in a small country town, you're not necessarily Jess, you're Penny and Tony Inder's daughter. And, you sort of just get, you're just sort of a part of something. Yeah. And so to move away and really find my confidence as me and learn about different communities and different perspectives and different ideas, and to really feel like I was coming back as me was really exciting. And so to now be in a position where I can use that to potentially inspire or help a community here is really exciting. And I was really, I was able to identify parts of other communities that maybe I was missing here. Okay. And yeah, we've been able to create that. So obviously we have Petal and Palm. And then in May, we started the Women of Wellington initiative, which is a free community for the women in Wellington, their events once a month. And the focus of those is to start a conversation, network, share ideas. There's a free guest speaker. Different nibbles and things like that are donated by local businesses. Yeah. And yeah, so the Women of Wellington is an initiative that's hosted within Petal and Palm, but it's very much around making sure the women of this town know they're appreciated, know that the value that they add to this town is recognised, and just opening the conversation up to something other than the negative narrative that, sometimes is connected to Wellington. And we've noticed a massive change in the narrative and the confidence around town and the sense of the community.
Well, who have you had so far to speak at the series of Women in Wellington?
So we opened the initiative in May. And I was the initial guest speaker. I didn't want to ask somebody to do something that I didn't have the confidence to do myself. So we opened in May and I spoke around goal setting and, again, the concept of do something today your future self will be grateful for. And then for the next month, we had Nat McLean and Nat McConaughey, and they spoke around pelvic floor, our community midwife, and just the importance of really looking after your body and women's health and just removing any taboo around those conversations. We also had Pip Con as our accountant. She's just fabulous. So she gave us lots of end of financial year tips, tricks, but also really made sure that women understand the importance of knowing their numbers and having a voice about the finances in their house, and making sure that they had the confidence to ask those questions if they needed to. And just recently we've had Megan Humphreys from Bing Jung Tea talking around just different strategic decisions in business and really prioritizing and utilizing the incredible network that we have locally and using those connections to, she's taken on a global recognition now with her tea. And yeah, she was really generous with her information and sharing.
That's amazing to make use of this shop as a place to bring people together in that sort of way.
Yeah.
And have those conversations.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So Wellington has been a traditional rural production area. Do you see that continuing?
Yeah, I do. I think I'm from a farming background, and I think if you're a farming family, it's just in your blood. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle, and it's just a part of who you are. And so I don't think that can ever change, and I don't think that it should. It's a really beautiful way for families to grow up, and it just creates a sense of community, and farmers very much have the, we're going to do it and we're going to do it together kind of mentality. And I think it would be terrible and sad for any community to lose that sense. Yeah.
Do you think it will be overcome by the new energy farms that are coming to the area, with the solar farms, the wind farms, the potential gold mine as well?
I don't think so. I think every single thing that happens, there's different ways to look at it. And I think with the incredible people that we have in this town, there's so many ways for us to work together with these new initiatives. And I think all the developments that are happening around town just add value, and they continue to build confidence in the town, and there's enough for everybody. So finding those ways to work together and complement each other, you can't lose.
Yeah. Well, those not familiar with the country lifestyle, what is a rouseabout?
That's so funny. Okay, so a rouseabout is, it's you in a shearing shed. So, once, twice a year, sheep farmers will have shearing, and the rouseabout is the person who skirts the wool, cleans up the wool floor, and it is the fastest way to get 20,000 steps in such a small space. It's so busy, and it's really important to ensure the quality of the wool that's leaving the shed, and it makes having the right team, same as any business, but having the right team means that the farmer's getting the best quality wool taken to market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. Can you please also tell me about your role as director in the National Disability Care?
Absolutely. So in 2021, I started with a business partner. I started the National Disability Care, and we launched across Queensland, New South Wales and Tasmania. And we are a registered NDIS provider focusing on in-home support and respite. Since then, we have removed the licensee agreement, and I've taken on the position solely. So we are offering now Australia-wide, still primarily focusing on in-home support and respite for NDIS participants. And our whole community is focused around abilities and possibilities for all abilities. We remove any sort of stigma or taboo around the label or the disability, and purely focus on that person's goals and what we can do to make that happen, whether it's something massive like ticking off a bucket list item that potentially they wouldn't have had the opportunity to do beforehand, or being able to cook a meal by yourself, or being able to order a meal at a restaurant without somebody doing it for you. And there's so many things like that that are taken for granted, that we focus on every single one of those goals to make it happen. We started again with just myself. We're now at about 20 employees across Australia.
Amazing.
And countless participants that we've been able to help. And it's such a positive business to be a part of, because you can't beat that feeling when someone feels like something is impossible and you show them that it's not, and you give them, definitely don't do it for them, but you show the skills and you show how it's possible and offer that guidance.
Yeah.
And
what's one particular client that you have assisted?
I have one that just makes me so happy. We've got lots and lots, but this was really special and just so appreciated. So a man came to us a few years ago. He was losing all of his vision at the time quite quickly, and one of his number one bucket list items that just seemed so out of reach now for lots of different reasons was to climb the Harbour Bridge and to experience that view and that feeling. And so we were able to work with his goals and work with his plan, and we took him to climb the Harbour Bridge, and it was so special. He just is such an amazing man.
Mm-hmm.
And then since then, we've, obviously monitored his vision loss and his bucket list goals, and sort of been trying to see what else we can work with. And now he is being the passenger in a supercar trip. And I think his wife's terrified, but he's so excited. And yeah, and so that it's so special to be a part of that. But, you know, on the flip side, just as special is we've also helped people who've lived with their parents forever and their parents are starting to feel potentially really scared or anxious around what will happen to their child when they're not able to provide that care anymore. And so we've helped people, you know, move out of home, and there's a whole recipe book that they can do by themselves now, and they know how to grocery shop and they know how to do their self-care and so many different things that so many of us take for granted. Being a part of that transition and those goals is just so powerful, and yeah, we're just having the best time.
Yes.
And
being able to help these people.
Yes.
Well, even that is actually something, you've always had this positive energy. So can you talk me through, you had a podcast once upon a time, The Manifesting Queen?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that one?
Yeah, so again, I'll just keep saying it because I say it to myself 100 times a day, do something today your future self is grateful for. And so I really believe if you have something that you know can help other people and you know can add value to other people, and you have the capacity in whatever that looks like for you, you have the capacity to help more people, you have an obligation to share that, and you have an obligation to tell people about it and to offer it to people. And so the podcast, which we're looking at starting again, but 2 months off having a baby. So, but the podcast was, I suppose, an avenue where I could share my ideas and my concepts around the mindset of goal setting and achieving those goals. And I don't necessarily believe in motivation, but I am a huge advocate for habits and discipline. And so the podcast, and now just my Instagram stories, is a place where I share different things that have worked for me and things that haven't, in the hope that it does help somebody achieve their goal or start a new business or just back themselves. And yeah, was the sort of purpose behind the podcast, which is,
no, that's incredible. It's still something that everyone can always look back to. If they just need that drive and that motivation, you're there to help back them up.
Yeah.
So be sure to check it out on Spotify, The Manifesting Queen.
Yes.
But it's so funny being here. It's amongst all the colour. The colour is you, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. I love colour. You just can't help but feel happy when things are colourful, and yeah, it just adds a bit of fun.
It just brightens everything up, I think.
Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing what else you will do next.
Thank you for having me. It's very exciting, and I'm excited to keep sharing.
Yeah. So much going on in Wellington. It has caves, stop in at Four Cats Cafe for a coffee, pick up some fabulousness from Petal and Palm. 50 clicks along the Mitchell Highway, visit Western Plains Zoo in Dubbo, which is a large open-range zoo with a 5.5 kilometre loop road that allows visitors to use their own vehicle to drive around, ride your bike, or even walk it. And I do recall running the occasional fun run, which I believe is still held annually. Anyway, it's just a great day with the kids. Also in the region, an hour's drive either way of Wello for the beautiful vineyards of Mudgee and Orange. There you have it. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to delivering more further down the line. Bye for now.